This week we've got some standing and talking.
Something. You talk too much.
Walking and talking.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
And slamming and talking.
You can eat me. I'm a god, you dumb creature. I will not be bullied by you.
All to come in Chapter 12 of Dark Force Rising.
There's a lot of talking.
A communications disruption can mean only one thing.
Hello there, I'm Darren.
And I'm Kat.
And welcome to The Real Sequels, the series of events that happened after Episode 6 in the books, novels, and sometimes comics in the Expanded Universe. Today we're opening with Chapter 12 of Dark Force Rising. Chapter 12 opens with Leia awakening to the smoky smell that reminded her of the Ewok village on Endor.
Really, it's just because Sniff coughs and wakes her. Stupid big house.
She awakes in the pallet where she had fallen asleep the night before. She feels both relief and shame, for she had half expected to wake up aboard the detention cell on Grand Admiral Thrawn's ship. She turned to the pallet where Chewie had been sleeping. The Wookiee now missing, her thoughts again turned to betrayal. However, she reaches out with the Force and feels that Chewie is nearby, and she begins to calm.
Being able to sense Chewie nearby through the Force. That's a novel idea, isn't it? Be real handy if it was consistently used, wouldn't it?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just remembering.
Okay. Anyway, Leia heads outside. There, she notices some Noghri younglings playing. She is greeted by one of the children in broken basic. She says, "Hi, greet Yehu Mal Ariush. The matrak wahates for Yehu Hin the Dukkha."
Nice to see the Lurgan dialect is getting its due.
Leia acknowledges what the younglings say and asks them to escort her to the Dukkha. As she approached the large circular building, Leia realizes that it's far more elaborate in daylight, which was covered up until around half its height in intricate carvings. As Leia entered the room, she noticed 3PO with a group of around 20 Noghri children sitting in a circle around him. He appeared to be regaling them with tales, including the occasional sound effect. I just love the gentle throwbacks in this. This like mirrors that scene in Return of the Jedi when 3PO was telling the story of Leia, Luke, and Han.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's poetry.
Again, it's like poetry, sort of they rhyme.
Leia hopes that she drummed into 3PO enough that he should not reveal their true opinions of Darth Vader just yet, especially with how the locals have deified the Dark Lord of the Sith. A small amount of movement to her left takes her eye. She realizes that this is Chewie and Kabarak facing each other, doing something that involved their arms and wrists.
Okay. So, sure. Oh.
Her and Chewie lock eyes, and she gives him a quick nod of assurance that everything's okay.
What?
Phrasing?
Do they at least have a safe word?
Just then, a gravelly voice came from behind Leia. "Lady Vader, I greet you." The matriarch says that Leia's machine was gracious enough to regale the children with Vader's last story, to which Leia says that yes, it took until the end, but Vader was finally able to rid himself of the Emperor's deception. At this, the matriarch was silent. Then she stirred and asked Leia to walk with her. Here in the sunlight, Leia notices for the first time the historical record of the Noghri on the wall of the Dukkha. The matriarch explains that her third son, Kabarak, has a new respect for the Wookiee, as he had gimmicked Kabarak's ship to look as if it was indeed damaged in the way that Kabarak had described, which no doubt had saved the Noghri. The matriarch then asks why Leia has come to Honoghr, to which Leia replies that Kabarak said that the Noghri needed help. To this, the matriarch begins to explain the Noghri culture, that they serve one overclan only, and that servicing another would only sow discord and death for the Noghri. Leia mistakes this and asks if service to the Empire satisfies the Noghri, sending their sons to their death in service to the Empire. The matriarch, however, shows Leia the complicated patterns in the wall, outlining the horrors of old clan conflicts and the destruction that they bring, and this is one large reason for serving the Empire. The one master, so that they may not return to this. In response, Leia says that she understands. The ghosts of Yavin, Alderaan, Hoth, and Endor fade into her memory. She says that she has no wish to add to that list. Then you must leave, replies the matriarch. Leia instead asks if there's any other way. Perhaps she could convince all of her people. To this, the matriarch says that the Empire helped them when no one else would. The two go back and forth, Leia arguing that if the Alliance knew about the Noghri need, then they would have helped. The matriarch, however, is unconvinced. She says that the Noghri will not be fought over like hungry staba over a bone. Leia then says that the Empire is using them. The matriarch replies that her sons are gone, but they have bought the Noghri life. She asks Leia if she saw the devastation from her flying machine on the way here. She goes on to say that what they now know as a space battle seemed to the Noghri like a battle between angry gods. The battle raged so much that the ground trembled and fire mountains sent flame and smoke that destroyed villages and forests, killing many. When they had finally hoped that the ordeal was over, the strange smelling rain fell and made many sick. Leia deducts that a ship must have fell from the atmosphere that released toxic chemicals that would cause this rain, and only certain older Republic vessels would have these chemicals. She thinks to herself that the devastation was the Republic's fault. The matriarch goes on to say that it was then that Vader and a squad of stormtroopers arrived to face the Noghri, and they were duly slaughtered, assumes Leia. However, with pride in her gravelly voice, the matriarch disagrees and says that only some men fell in battle, and most of Lord Vader's attendants were destroyed until Vader intervened. Only then to offer the Noghri peace and the Emperor's blessing. From this, the matriarch outlines that the Empire aided them with food, medicine, droids to clean the poison from the land, teaching for the children, and best of all, peace between the clans, something that they cannot go on without.
It's like the Monty Python sketch. What have the Empire done for us anyway? Ha!
The flying machines?
Alright, I'll give you that. But what else?
Medicine?
Alright, flying machines and medicine, but what else?
World peace? So, just then, the lessons with 3PO end as the children have to do their work for the day, and the latter learn how to serve the Empire. To this, Leia says that no people should have to sell their children in return for life. The matriarch replies, how else will they repay their debt? To which Leia expertly says that Noghri will never pay their debt. The conversation ends with the matriarch agreeing. Perhaps they will never be out of debt. Perhaps someday that will change. But until then, Leia's presence is a danger to the Noghri and she must leave. Leia agrees to leave, but says that she'll be ready to assist when the day that the people realize what the Empire is doing to them. Our final scene is of the door to the Duca slamming open, a Noghri child shouting in their native language, "It's the Grand Admiral. He's coming here now."
Maybe he didn't say that. Maybe that was just his door sign that he likes.
No, perfect. Oh yeah, so that was a cool kind of insight into why the Noghri serve Thrawn, and perhaps the knowledge that actually maybe if the toxicity and the destruction of the planet actually is the Republic's fault, kind of painting that fight in a new light. But yeah, I mean, prepare for some twists. But anyway, so yeah, that's about all we've got time for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if we earned it, and check out some videos at the end of this one. And see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.